Whether you want to admit it or not, every single one of you watching this video will probably get disheartened or discouraged at some point during this process. So at this point now, to play offense, many of you are probably wondering, what exactly is it then that I focus my energy on? And so I'm going to give you a few things. Number one is financial management. Okay. And I guess we can represent this by drawing somewhat of a dollar sign and maybe the infinity symbol. Okay, it's decent. This simply looks like doing things such as cutting back on your expenses, which kind of ties into the first principle. And defense, of course, helps set the foundation for this. It then also looks like, managing your debt, getting a grip on your debt. If possible, I would recommend, to a degree, paying down or focusing to reduce the amount of debt that you have. Obviously, circumstances dependent. And the third thing would be to grow your savings. This is very simple, but it's the foundation to the other principles that I'm now going to cover to help you really play offensively or build your life aggressively. Okay, number two is everyone's favorite word, investing. And to represent that, I think I will draw dollar symbol, and I'm going to draw an up arrow. Okay, I don't like this drawing. We're going to draw a dollar symbol and an arrow going up. Okay, I don't like that drawing either. Okay. Now, I don't have time to fully break this down in this video, but start to look into things such as the law of compounding interest, which is a system in which you invest your money and you gradually add to it. And as you add to it, your money starts to work for you. And it will help explain things such, I'm sure maybe some of you have heard, such as, your life changes once you make your first 100K, etc., etc. Even that 10K is a significant milestone in becoming financially free. It's all to do with the law of compound interest and all relates to this second principle. With that, I also would include understanding your net worth, which is basically making a table and tallying in total everything that you own that is worth money. And if you were to sell those things in comparison to how much money you owe, what would be left? That's like the simplest way I can break down your net worth. And again, that ties in with this second point of investing. And then the third thing, which I'll probably mention here, is also calculating your own personal financial independence / financial freedom / retirement figure. Again, don't have time to break that down here, but all of the three things are interlinked and I will make videos on these, or by the time you're watching this, we'll have made videos covering these topics. And then the third thing, okay, and I would say arguably this thing is probably one of the most important things, and it's your vision. And I'm going to attempt to draw. Now this looks like, what are your 3-month targets, your 6-month targets, your 12-month target? What are your 3-year targets, your 6-year targets, your 12-year targets? I would even argue that having a vision is probably the most important thing to all of this, because without this vision, everything else you see on this list is just numbers. It's just numbers and digits and it doesn't have any meaning. But when you define your vision, it makes playing offense incredibly more effective because you now have purpose behind these numbers and you attach a meaning and a destination to these numbers. And so again, I'll make a video about this. And to be honest, most of you should have some sort of understanding about setting goals or targets, but it's actually having something in place that you can hold yourself to that give these numbers and give these other two rules of offense or meaning. It's funny because a lot of the one-to-ones that I have with people, normally I'll review their defense, which to be fair, a lot of people do struggle with, but then I completely tear apart their offense, which is looking at these three areas and then personally helping them come up with things that will ensure that they are able to offensively and aggressively build their financial future and get to a place where they never have to work again. And so I really am kind of giving you guys secret sauce here in this, because this is the framework upon which I do a lot of my one-to-ones and have done a lot of my financial consulting and coaching based upon. And so, yeah, like, you lot are getting free game. Anyways, because I'm feeling generous, I will give you one more principle and then we'll call it a day. And it's basically this, okay? Whether you want to admit it or not, every single one of you watching this video will probably get disheartened or discouraged at some point during this process. And the reason why is simply because of this. Okay, all of you right now, or most of you right now, are probably here. Okay, and you don't realize that actually financial independence or financial freedom, whichever definition you prefer to use, takes time. Okay, this is not a get rich quick thing. This is not a buy my course and it will change your life and turn you into a millionaire and solve all your problems. This is a process. Okay, and as such, I want to change your mindset on things, okay? Because all of what I just described to you is not how a leader would think. It's not how, definitely not how an entrepreneur or a business person would think. And it's not how someone who deserves to be financially independent or free would think, okay? You can't just take a course or a program or sign up to something from your favorite guru promising to solve all your issues and expect that your life is going to magically turn around overnight, okay? Leaders, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, business people, we think in terms of principles and we think in terms of systems. And so you need to focus on the systems. That means not focusing necessarily on the amount of money you have, the amount of debt you have, how long it's going to take, but the fact that, is this system working? And so you learn to celebrate. And I'll even bring back the other things that I mentioned earlier on in the video. You learn to celebrate certain milestones as it relates to these three things, okay? So when you can see that your financial management systems are working, celebrate. When you can see that your investing is making your money work for you, celebrate. And when you can see that you are closer to obtaining your vision, celebrate, okay? And when I say celebrate, I don't mean go crazy, but I mean enjoy it, seek pleasure, find value in it, okay? Because the real thing about this graph is if you look at it from a perspective of time or from a perspective of money, you will get discouraged. But if you look at it from a perspective of this is a process and a system that is gradually edging me along, you will consistently stay motivated and even most likely go further than the thing that you'd initially planned to do, because your focus was never the outcome. It was the system. This is how leaders think. This is how builders think. This is how entrepreneurs think. We are constantly focused on processes, principles, and systems, and the results naturally follow. And if you can do all of these things, then I promise you, you will get to a point where you never have to work a day in your life for money again.